Welcome to the Dazed and Confucius podcast. I am
Confucius.
He is Confucius, and I am Dazed. And we don't really have a plan for you this evening, but we're going to give it to you anyway.
We're just going to see what happens.
What could possibly go right?
Okay.
All right, we're going to cut the music now. Okay, so this is it. This is what we're doing it. We're doing this podcast because we need to do it. What do you think, John?
I think we need to do it. It was a lot of discussion, and we decided to do it, and we're doing it.
And what kind of troubles did we have trying to get this thing started here?
Oh man, it was. Well, it's still light outside, so that's okay.
Okay, so we had a lot of audio problems. We had microphone problems. We had digital problems. We had analog problems.
One thing we did not have problems on, though, was the beer. There was no beer problem.
Right, no deficit there. And that's good because both of us have that in common. So we both enjoy a good beer. What kind of beers you like?
Well, I do like the Heineken. But, of course, you brought the 12 of Bud over, and that was fine. I didn't have a problem with that.
And I hate all of it because basically I like IPAs. I like really, really, really heavy craft brews. And that's some place where Confucius differs.
Yeah, because you know what? I call that crap brew. I hate IPAs, I can't stand that stuff. Lagers, dude. Lagers all the way.
All right, so we still disagree there. But
We'll always
Confucius...
disagree. And I'm not Confucius about this.
So yeah, so we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different whacked out things, and sometimes about nothing, and just planning it out as we go along. You heard, we got a dry ice segment coming up. We got, I don't know what. Anyway, so let's talk about synergy, man.
Okay, I'm in. What does that even mean?
Well, that's what I was asking you, Confucius.
Well, I can't help you out there.
Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. All right. So space tourism.
Space tourism?
Space.
Oh, space tourism. Oh, that's ridiculous. Why would anybody want to even do that,
Well, to get away from people on this planet.
Well, come on. All you got to do is just go into your basement and crawl underneath a rug.
But what if you don't have a basement?
Or a rug?
Well, that is true. And it's probably pretty expensive to go out into the space.
I know. It's like, why? I mean, put that money to better use. Like, I don't know, getting a second refrigerator, stocking it with Heineken.
Well, or not. Please. All right, suppose you had a fridge of Heineken and you don't like Heineken. What are you going to drink?
You know what? Just go to space.
All right, I could see that. All right, excellent. All right, so another thing that that Confucius and I we have a disagreement with is about Ben Affleck. And I don't watch his movies. All right, I'll be honest with y'all. I do not watch his movies because he annoys me. I'll be frank. I won't be frank. I will be dazed, but I will be saying that I don't like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, you got to give the dude a chance. I think he's pretty much awesome. Come on, dazed and confused right off the bat, and I don't know. I don't know why he rubs you the wrong way. He's just a fucking dude, man. What's the deal?
I saw this movie called Reindeer Games a bunch of years ago.
I liked it. I mean, what was wrong with it? I thought it was good. What was your problem with it?
My problem was that he was in it. And I don't do that. I don't watch Ben Affleck movies. And I've heard there's some good movies that I'm missing, like Argo. What was it? Oh, the Town.
Oh, yeah. You got to see The Town, dude. You got to see The Town.
Why?
It could because it is probably the quintessential Ben Affleck movie.
But if I don't like the guy, why would I want to watch it?
You got to change your. Why do you not like the guy? You gotta change your mind, man. You got to get your mind right.
So saith Confucius. All right, let's talk about the Bob Dylan movie.
My buddy Mac saw it. And he said it was awesome.
Are you going to see it, Confucius?
Well, if it comes on, there's no way I'm going to go to the movie theater to see that because, like, why would I do that?
It's out of the movie theater by now.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's probably why I'm not going to do it.
Okay. So the Bob Dylan movie, I'm not going to see it. All right, and I'm going to be honest with everybody. It's not because Ben Affleck ain't in it, but I'm not into those biopics. It's like I heard things that trying to do like Greenwich Village, like Bob Dylan trying to recapture everything. Bob Dylan wasn't even involved with it, from what I gather, right?
Bob Dylan wasn't what?
Was he Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan wasn't even in it.
He wasn't in his own biopic.
Well, they had some dude playing him, right? Singing songs too, like that Johnny Cash movie with the with Joe Can. With Joe. It's pronounced Joaquin because Joe Can.
I thought it was quinoa or quinoa. There we go.
With Quinoa Phoenix.
There we go.
You're right. That's right. Quinoa Phoenix. So yeah, I thought it was something like that Johnny Cash thing with the quinoa. Phoenix, and I don't even know who the name of the guy who played Bob Dylan. Is it even worth it?
I guess I really don't know who he is, but apparently he did a good job. So, I can't. He's no Ben Affleck.
No one is Ben Affleck, right? All right, so let's move on. Okay, so one of the things too is that we had a lot of challenge to try to get this podcast. We're really kind of like bare bones in it here. We got a pantyhose, we got a microphone, we got we're using some kind of software. I'm not even sure what it is, and we're just like off the cuff, just doing this because what could possibly go right.
Although I think things are going right. Would you agree?
Not yet. We have a lot of testing to do. We have to do this stuff. Dealing with the software too. It was really stressful. We were at each other's throats. We finally put that all.
Yeah. You know what? We almost just said, screw it. Let's just go to the Horseshoe.
Right, and the Horseshoe is a local bar that we like to go to and drink. And
why else would you? Well, and eat.
Perhaps.
But mostly drink.
Perhaps. And that's the problem too, is that we've been probably drinking for about 3 hours now.
Well, yeah. So Greg, I'm sorry,
DayZ. Greg Onse. Greg Onse is my stage name.
But DayZ is your persona. Okay. So we DayZ got here at I'm going to say 3:00 in the afternoon, and we got into it trying to get this thing figured out. And what is it now? 6:46, and it was just nonstop trying to get this thing to work. And oh man, it was just a lot of swearing. And but we kind of knew that was going to happen, So whatever, it's happening, and it's still late out, so we're good. And we got like about 8 or 10 beers in us, so that's good.
Right, that's the start. And but what I'm kind of interesting is that I measure, like, if I'm going to do a job or I'm going to do some kind of thing, is I measure about how many curses it's going to cost me to do that job, and then I'm going to think about, well, do I want to curse 375 times to do this job, like say change a car battery or something like that? John, Confucius, what do you have to think about?
Yeah, well, I don't think, when I get out of couch, I usually swear like in the first 7 seconds, and I will continue to swear until I get back into couch for the night.
I just want to replay, because while we were setting this all up, and it was really stressful and really difficult, so I hope everybody appreciates this listening too, because of how difficult it was for us to get this to you, is that there was a wasp at the window. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, I have a thing about insects struggling, and there was a wasp. He was caught in the storm window, and it was very warm today here. I don't know, very close to 78 8 or whatever. Anyway, so you got the sun coming in, and you got that poor wasp. He's trying to get out because he was caught, between the storm window and the screen. And as Greg was trying to figure it out, he sees me swearing, pulling windows up and down and curtains and knocking stuff over. And anyway, suffice to say, I did get the wasp out, and he just flew away. So I felt good about that.
All right, that was excellent because I didn't have the same experience. Basically, I just saw somebody cursing at a bug. You know what I'm saying? So I just, it was a different experience for me. But I figured that it was important to talk about because, I don't think we really explored it as it was happening.
No, because we had problem with the software. We couldn't record it.
Right. How many curses did this take us to get this thus far?
God. I mean, can you put a number on curses? I mean, they just keep going and going and going. So it's like, it's like you can't put a number on those.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, especially. I mean, I would say that we said the F-bomb.
That would win. That would win hands down.
Yeah. I mean, we probably said that. I mean, and I mean, just like the expletives. Were just going. They were just coming out because we couldn't get this thing to work. All right, and one thing too is that we have this. All right, we have this thing. Okay, I paid what $30 for it, and it didn't work like the way that it was supposed to.
So there's just like this interface thing that we needed to make this thing happening, and that was the problem. That was the problem.
Right. I'm not going to name the name of it, but
yeah, it's a Behringer. Okay.
Right. So the thing is that, right, so we have 2 inputs, right? And only one input worked, right? So we spent, 4 hours?
It was close to 4, but probably 2.
Well, it felt like 4, all right? And the thing is that we're finally, after all of this anguish, we're finally here. And, the thing is that, and why are we doing this, John? I mean, sorry, Confucius.
Well, let's see. I think you came by to visit. Was it my birthday? Is that when you came down? You came down for a weekend, and then we hit the bars.
That was your birthday?
I think so, or around, or maybe it was the reason why you came down. Anyway, but we hit about, I don't know. It was a bar hop thing. We hit about, I don't know how many bars, but. And unbeknownst to me, I don't remember this at all, but I must have said, like, hey, we should have a podcast. And then you said, yeah. And then a couple of weeks later, you said, dude, I got all the equipment. Let's do it.
I mean, well, I had equipment that's not working. I mean, that's exactly what I mean, I remember you saying this. We were drinking, and and I noticed that you had mentioned something about a podcast, and because we were having a good time, and I think it all ties into Jim Messina. I don't know if anybody knows who Jim Messina is that is listening to this podcast, but man, you know what? He's a great songwriter. He really is. I mean, from Poco, like working with Loggins, man. It's like, I mean, no, seriously, like he really get. I mean, I get him. I get Messina. And the thing is that he was playing at the venue.
FTC, yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Fairfield Theater Company.
Right. So yeah, because we're broadcasting from Connecticut, right? C to the Tay, and the thing is that so he was playing that night, right? And we have an excellent picture in front of the billboard because we didn't go in, of course, because we don't go to concerts. Why don't we go to concert, Confucius?
Well, Greg, David, and I, we've been to a lot of concerts, but we've actually haven't been to them because we only last about 5 minutes, and then we hit the bar. So we just it's either I or David's either I or David, either Confucius or David. He's like, or I'm like, let's get out of here. Let's go to the bar because I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't sit right. It just doesn't take.
Well, there was one time we went to the Beacon Theater, and certainly the bar is cheaper than the Beacon Theater, so we get more beers for our bucks.
All right, so that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. But yeah, Jim Messina has really got a lot of he's got a lot of influence about what we did that night because we took a picture by the Jim Messina billboard, and the theme of the night was just all about Jim, right? We were not going to watch him, right? No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to pay the money. We're not going to pay like $125 to go see Jim Messina, right? I mean, but anyway, think about it though. What about concert prices and I mean, it's just like amazing. I want to see Neil Young, and I can't because I can't afford it.
Is that expensive?
Well, I mean, I got to throw down like $400 for a pair of tickets.
Why is he charging so much?
Well, I mean, it's just venues, and it's like there's things. I mean, like all right, all right. Sorry, Jim, if you're listening, but it's like
don't you mean Neil?
No. I mean, Neil Young is probably can attract a higher budget. I mean, the thing about Paul Simon too, right? I mean, Paul Simon is on tour this year. I mean, I remember that he said that he was retiring, but he keeps touring. I think they all do that nowadays.
Probably because they want the money, because they could probably get the money, right?
Well, they can. Yeah, sure. Like Kiss, right? Like Kiss stopped touring, right? Didn't they?
Hey, did you see in the paper today? Gene Simmons was selling his whatever estate is, but he's like no schmucks. He's like, I don't want any schmuck buying my house. And I guess apparently a schmuck is somebody who doesn't drink or do drugs, because that was his beef. So I don't know what's up with that dude.
Yeah, I don't really have. I mean, I grew up listening to Kiss and everything like that, and now I kind of stay away from them. I mean, like all the tongue and the stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of over that. Sorry, Kiss fans. I was a Kiss fan. Kiss Army. And but yeah, kind of over that.
All I know is I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yeah, kind of over that too. It's I mean, Detroit Rock City. All that stuff. Kind of over it. Peter Criss and his freaking. The cat stuff, and sorry, Kiss fan. I mean, I was a Kiss fan. I'll be honest. Like my first record was Kiss Rock and Roll All Over. That was my first LP. All right, yeah. All right, I'm dating myself now. Right, yeah. I go back to LPs, and So I mean, I do agree with that, but. All right. No, I dig. All right, okay, all right. I'm gonna let you in on a secret here. Okay. Okay, we're right. Some Confucius just sent me a note, and he's saying, "Hey, let's wrap up." And I'm agreeing with him. I think that maybe that we've had. I think we started. Okay, so let's see. It's been about 20 minutes. I don't know. I think our episode is kind of ending quickly. What do you think?
I just needed a beer, so.
Okay. All right. So because that's what we do. We write notes to each other while we're doing it. Okay. I have to clue you in.
We pass love notes to each other.
Well, yeah. I'm well, maybe love notes to me, but I don't reciprocate. I don't send love notes back.
Why?
So the. Okay. So all right. We're gonna get it back on track now. We're gonna. I guess we started at 6:39, right? What time is it now? Yeah,
6:56.
So.
That's 20 minutes.
I think we can wrap it up.
Oh, dude, I think that was a success. I mean, if I can say so myself, I think that was successful.
Confucius says it's
consensual.
Consensual, successful.
What do you call this? A tripod? A podcast. There we go.
A duo podcast.
A duo?
Right, because we're not tripods. We're not tripods. But don't ever call me.
Oh, by the way, Greg is my cousin, so it won't work.
All right, but no, we are related. Blood relatives, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Right.
We're talking about the essence of life and how important it is to be connected to the general populace of the day. And that's why we do this. That's why we're doing it.
That's why.
It's why we're doing it. We don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. We do listen to podcasts, but we don't. Wait, do we?
Well, we're going to listen to this, so I think we do.
We listen to our podcast.
Only. Exclusively.
And that is why that we do this. We do this for everyone, for the world, for posterity.
Yeah.
We do it.
For the common good.
And until next time, please think about that.
Yeah. Do we have any outro music?